I love it. I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the most anticipating fights in women boxing this Saturday, ESPN. Shout out to MVP and Akisa Jake Paul putting on another great show. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a unification bout between Mikaela Mayer versus Chantelle Cameron in the super welterweight division. That's the 154-pound division. And look, this is a 50-50 fight. But I do have Chantelle Cameron beating Mikaela Mayer. I know there's a lot of people that favor Mikaela Mayer, but I do have Chantelle Cameron beating Mikaela Mayer in a close fight. Could be a split decision or majority decision victory. Now, look, I feel like Chantelle Cameron could adapt to any style. She has done it in the highest level. She has beaten Jessica McCaskill that brings a Sean Porter type of style. She's the only one to beat the arguably pound for pound number one, not only just pound for pound number one, but the arguably the greatest of all time, Katie Taylor. A lot of people does have her as the greatest of all time. You already know how I feel. I feel like Amanda Serrano is the greatest of all time, but I will not argue with nobody if you feel like Katie Taylor is the greatest of all time. I think that she has the best resume in the history of the sport of boxing. But Chantelle Cameron is the only one that beat Katie Taylor. She also has beaten great fighters like Jessica Cameron. You know what I'm saying? I think that the Cameron years ago did beat Reese, in my opinion, out there in New Hampshire. Now look, I think that Mikaela Mayer starts a little bit too slow. I think she's always playing a little bit catch up. I think she has great skills. She's rangy, but sometimes she abandons her range. And with a girl like Jessica Chantelle Cameron that likes to fight in the mid close range, got great power, got a good power jab, could go to the body, hooks to the body and stuff like that. She's really rugged but yet still technically sound. And yo, she's very polished. And I just feel like, you know, Mikaela Mayer finds a way to smother her punches and stuff like that, but she's very good. She got some good footwork when she does use it. She could be very rangy, like I said at the beginning, if she really use it. But I think she gets into these firefights, and I don't think. And look, she lost to Alicia Baumgartner. She lost to Natasha Jonas. I believe that she lost the first fight with Sandy Ryan. So you know what I'm saying? I just think that this fight is gonna be. I'm going with Chantelle Cameron. Now, of course, I know y'all been hearing a lot of Claressa Shields calling out Mikaela Mayer and want that to be a possible next fight. She says that her next fight in recent interviews have been either Lauren Price or Mikaela Mayer. Look, Mikaela Mayer is really good friends with Claressa Shields. I don't think that Claressa Shields fazed her not one bit. I don't think that she's threatening. I think in my opinion, she's calling out Mikaela Mayer. You already know that Mikaela Mayer is signed to MVP as well as almost every girl in the sport of boxing. Caroline Dubois is going to be performing as well versus Moore. She's signed to MVP. Chantelle Cameron is signed to MVP. Alicia Baumgartner is signed to MVP. But I think that she's calling out Lauren Price because Lauren Price is now with MVP, so that could be in her mind an easier fight to make because you already know that Claressa Shields is banned from MVP. And she calls out Mikaela Mayer because probably she could get Mikaela Mayer to probably convince MVP, or I'm not sure what's her contract. Maybe this is her last fight with MVP. I'm not sure, but I think that Claressa Shields feel like it's an easier fight, and she could persuade her friend to fight her like she did Franchon Crew de Jeune. But I'm wondering why Claressa Shields don't want to call out Chantelle Cameron though. You know what I'm saying? Chantelle Cameron is I think is a more heavy set. Yes, she came from the lower division, you know what I'm saying? She started in the lower division in the amateurs and stuff like that when she turned pro. But I think that she's more of a heavy set. I think she's more of a knockout artist. I think she got the better win. And why wouldn't Claressa Shields want to fight Chantelle Cameron? And if she fights Chantelle Cameron, if she wins this fight, you know what I'm saying? I think it's easier for Chantelle Cameron to move to the 160. And you know, she has a Katie Taylor in her resume. Why wouldn't you want to fight the only girl that beat arguably the GOAT of women boxing? You know what I'm saying? I think Claressa Shields is a little bit threatened by Chantelle Cameron, because she knows that she could fight on the inside. She's very polished on the inside. She got power. She's very, very smart, and she got some great big wins. She is a big threat. If you're talking about who is a bigger threat, either Mikaela Mayer and Lauren Price or Chantelle Cameron, hopefully Chantelle Cameron beats Mikaela Mayer. That's the biggest threat. And the biggest fight that could be made out there, probably in the UK, with Chantelle Cameron. You know what I'm saying? Maybe she maybe she don't want to fight Chantelle Cameron because Chantelle Cameron doesn't see Claressa Shields as the GOAT, like she said in an interview before. Check this out.
Obviously, Claressa Shields, self-proclaimed GOAT. Who, in your opinion, is the greatest woman of all time?
Tell him why. Tell him why, Chantelle.
In my opinion, it will be Amanda Serrano. Just I'm a big fan of her style.
Because of what style? Because of what style? What Amanda Serrano bring to the table?
Her attitude, and I think she's just a classy champion in and out of the ring, and I just love her style and
Chantelle
the knockout
Cameron,
she gets as well.
Highly effective, highly aggressive, and I believe, you know, we've been talking about a lot of names and stuff of a possible fight with, well, not a lot of names, because I don't believe that Claressa Shields, Foofy got a lot of names, but why isn't she calling Chantelle Cameron? Because probably it's not a easier fight to persuade with an MVP and stuff like that, but that will be the best fight in my opinion. I don't know why she's calling Lauren Price. Lauren Price is going to come from 147-pound division. Right now we're talking about these girls in 154. They could just move up one weight class and dare to be great. And think about it, Chantelle Cameron will have a possible Claressa Shields and a Katie Taylor in her resume. I think that's a great. That's a great. And there's people out there that felt that Chantelle Cameron beat Katie Taylor twice in a rematch. I think that's the best fight right there. And I wonder why Claressa Shields don't want to call out the real threat in Chantelle Cameron. And I'm not saying, folks, look, and I hold the judgment a little bit because we don't know if Mikaela Mayer, like I said, is a 50-50 fight. I just got Chantelle Cameron beating Mikaela Mayer. I won't be shocked at all if Mikaela wins a majority decision or a close fight. I think it's gonna be a close fight whatsoever. That's why I got Chantelle Cameron winning a split decision victory or a majority decision. It's gonna be out there in the UK. This is not the first time that Mikaela Mayer has fought there in the UK. Let's not forget that she lost to Alicia Baumgartner in the UK. But that's what I'm saying. Why would you want to fight Mikaela Mayer? What you gonna prove with Mikaela Mayer? Okay, let's say Mikaela Mayer beats Chantelle Cameron, and then she go out there and she fights Claressa Shields. Y'all know the narrative and the drama surrounded by you, Alicia Baumgartner. You ain't gonna do nothing special that Alicia Baumgartner didn't do. You know what I'm saying? If I was Mikaela Mayer, matter of fact, I would be waiting. I'd be trying to entice Alicia Baumgartner to move up in weight division and get that rematch, which was the co-main event to the Claressa Shields versus Savannah Marshall, in which they really was the one that truly sold that promoted and sold that fight. I'm not saying that a lot of people didn't want to see Savannah Marshall versus Claressa Shields, because Savannah Marshall was the only girl that beat Claressa Shields. But why wouldn't Claressa Shields fight the only girl that has beaten the arguably the greatest woman fighter of all time? Because she's a threat. That's why. And Claressa Shields doesn't like the real threats. She runs away from the real threat. You know what I'm saying? She runs away from the real threat, just like she ran away when she got beaten in the MMA. That's why she ran away from Hannah Gabriel when she knocked her down, didn't want to give her a rematch. She runs away. She didn't want to fight Shadeja Green when right after Shadeja Green beat Savannah Marshall better than the way that Shields beat Savannah Marshall, and she didn't want to get that fight with Shadeja Green. Now she be like, oh, I beat Lanny Daniels. Lanny Daniels beat her, and she want to go through the triangle theory. No, you should have fought Shadeja Green when she was on that moment, you know what I'm saying, heading into, because she would have been probably way more motivated. Probably her training camp would have been financed more expensive because of the Claressa Shields, and she probably would have been in way better shape fighting you, and the fight that she'd been wanting to fight for 4 years. You know what I'm saying? And Chantelle Cameron is a bit younger than Mikaela Mayer. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me know what y'all think. What if Chantelle Cameron does beat Mikaela Mayer? Do y'all want to see Chantelle Cameron versus Claressa Shields? If Mikaela Mayer beats Chantelle Cameron, do you want to see Mikaela Mayer? Who do you rather see? I rather see Chantelle Cameron over Lauren Price or Mikaela Mayer. That will be the possible next fight. You know what I'm saying? All you got to do is spit shine your kneecaps, bend down like you usually bend down with the gigolo upstairs, but this time just bend down on your knees and apologize to MVP for the actions that time when you assaulted Alicia Baumgartner just because Fufi was jealous of Alicia Baumgartner's natural beauty. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all already know it's Plunger Unboxing. Subscribe to the channel, smash the like button. Y'all already know God first, everything second. Fight plus survive equals true champions. The best investment you can make in your life is have God in your heart. Peace out.